Welcome back. Happy April Fools to everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the discriminant. And what that is, I'm basically going to read it to you. It can help determine how many solutions a quadratic equation has. And such an example of a quadratic equation could be something such as 3x squared plus 5x minus 9 equals 0. That's your quadratic equation. The formula we're going to be using is in the beautiful black box, b squared minus 4ac. That is literally today's assignment. That's all we're doing. And every single answer we do is going to be either two solutions, no solution, or one solution. That's it. Multiple choice. Clean that up a little bit. All right, so it's either two solutions, no solution, or one solution. So if it's positive, it has two solutions. If it's negative, it has no solution. And if it's equal to 0, it's going to have one solution. So what exactly does that look like? If it is positive, it's going to have two solutions. So I'll put 2 there because it has two solutions. So one example could be that. Because remember, the solutions and the x-intercepts are literally the same exact thing. So if we have two solutions, we have two x-intercepts. There's another example we can give you. It could look something like that. And we have two solutions there. If the discriminant is negative, that means there are 0 solutions or 0 x-intercepts. So 0 x-intercepts can look like this, or it could look something like that. Notice those graphs, those parabolas, do not intersect the x-axis. And what if it's equal to 0? If it's equal to 0, we only have one solution. That means there's one x-intercept. So it could look something like this, where you have a solution there, or it could look something like this. I mean, it's endless the amount of possibilities we have. But ultimately, that's what it looks like when you put it on the graph. So examples that we're going to be doing are these. Remember, the formula is b squared minus 4ac. So what is b, what is a, what is c? So we know a is the number in front of x squared, so it's 3. We know b is the number in front of the x, so that's -2. And c is the number all by itself. So we simply plug it into that formula, and we get -2 squared minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is 5. -2 times -2 is a positive 4. And there's only one negative sign, so we know it's minus. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 3 is 60. So 4 minus 60 is -56. And guess what? It is a negative number. So the answer is no solutions, or no solution. The next problem. Again, we know the formula is b squared minus 4ac. A is what comes before the x. There is no number, so we know it's 1. B comes next in front of the x, and c is the number all by itself. So we plug those values into our formula. B is going to be 6 minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 9. 6 times 6 is 36. And there's only one negative sign, so we know it's negative. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 9 is 36. 36 minus itself is 0. And if the answer is equal to 0, that means there is one solution. That's your answer. Moving on. We have the formula, which is b squared minus 4ac, and we know a comes first before the x squared, which is 2. B is before the x, which is negative 8, and c is the number all by itself. So again, same thing, we're going to plug these numbers in. So b is negative 8, and we square it, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 3. Negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. And then here, notice we have a negative times a negative, which gives us a positive. 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 3 is 24. So 60 plus 20 is 80, 4 plus 4 is 8, so 64 plus 24 is 88. Since our answer is positive, that means we will have 2 solutions. And the last question for today, we have the formula b squared minus 4ac. We know a is before x squared, which is 1. There's no number, but we could put a 1 there. B is non-existent, and c is the number all by itself. Well, remember, if there is no x term, it's the same thing as saying 0x. And I'll put it at the bottom so it's kind of like out of the way. So imagine it said x squared plus 0x minus 16. That's just to show you visually why b is 0. So when we plug it in, 0 squared, because that's your b, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 16. 0 times 0 is 0. And then again, we have a negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 times 16 is 64. So since your answer is positive, it's going to have 2 solutions. That's weird. I know you guys can't see it, but you can trust me. All right, that is today's lesson, and just wanted to give you guys a heads up. April Fools, but actually, it's not April Fools. Fish just had their brand new album they played on Facebook, livefish.com. If you guys want to check it out, Sigma Oasis. It was actually pretty cool. And if not, have an awesome spring break, everybody. And you get next week off to yourself. No one should be teaching. We're all on spring break, and we'll come back the week after. So be smart, be healthy, stay healthy, and until next time.